Welcome in, everybody. Another episode of Carpooling with Ben. And listen, I know the summer's over, and for a lot of people, that means they're not thinking of any kind of travel for a little bit of time now. But I want you to think of one of the greatest tours you could ever possibly take, especially if you're a music fan, from Havana Music Tours and HavanaMusicTours.com. Ladies and gentlemen, the one and only Mr. Chaz Chambers, sir. How are you?
Good.
Thanks for coming in. Don't leave
Thanks
me
for
hanging there. Don't leave me hanging.
Sorry.
It's the first time. You are, you've been a musician for a number of years, and you recently wrapped up playing with a fairly large act.
The circus.
Yeah.
I had this crazy idea. Took a vacation to Cuba.
Yeah.
Met some people, studied some Afro-Cuban, and then I had the idea while I was in Cuba. I said, it'd be cool to do music tours. Kind of a joke at first, and then bought the domain, sat on it for a little bit. Was still doing the circus, still playing drums for the circus, and when the circus ended, I had a few things I wanted to do, and one of those was that. And a lot of people were like, "Hey, man, you should develop this website and actually do tours to Cuba." And I still was like, this is a crazy idea. It takes a lot to go to Cuba, to organize it. And so a friend of mine, Seth, helped me build the website and do some marketing stuff, and bam, here we are. We got multiple deposits all over the country, and
wow. So people are starting to book up these tours, and you went there, did the research on site, literally in Cuba. You went through, you met contacts down there, and so if a person wants to go down there and check out some of these music hotspots down there, or places where a lot of music, modern day music we listen to, is derived from, you have the connections, and you kind of set the itinerary with your contacts there to get these people, your clients, people who book through you, to the right spots at the right time, and it's kind of like a concierge service for your entertainment and music as you're down there.
Exactly. There's Cuba's still a little behind the times. Like, they're almost like AOL with their internet.
A little dial-up going on.
So when I was doing my research to go to Cuba, I'm like, hey, I want to go. I like this jazz club, this Latin jazz club. What's going on Wednesday night? And it's hard to find out what's going on Wednesday night.
Okay.
So I can have all these connections there now that I'm like, what's going on January 3rd, 2018? Oh, so and so's playing at this club. So and so's playing at this club. So when I design an itinerary, I can find out in the future what's going on. What are we going to do every night, every day? What musical acts are we going to see? And we're going to pick the best musical acts for each day that they go on the tour, and it's a little bit more personal too, because we have a relationship with those people there in Cuba, and we can actually a lot of times meet those people, or maybe even go backstage. They come out, and maybe you can buy them some rum, or
take care of them. Sure.
Yeah.
Well, this is a cool thing, because you're right. This is relatively new for us in the States, and everything's always changing. But vacationing and travel to Cuba is nothing new to the European market.
Not at all.
It's a regular. It's just as normal as people from the United States possibly going to Costa Rica or going to Canada. So when a person works with you, books through you, you're really this personal concierge down there.
Basically, yeah. It's for the adventure traveler.
Which is a huge industry now.
I know, it's people, it's not quite like backpacking, but it's there's a lot of walking. There's I'm just gonna be straight up. It's not Ritz-Carlton 5-star.
Sure.
Unless if you like fancy cigars, if you like high quality rum, if you love good music, that's the person that wants to go there.
Okay.
If you want to see vintage cars, if you want to see a 1955 Chevy Bel Air, original, you can still see it everywhere in Cuba, and it's common. It's not like here you see one and it's like it turns your head because you don't see those all the time. But in Cuba, old cars everywhere.
So if a person has questions, if they want to get in contact with you, or they say, listen, I want to touch base, maybe I want to do a little bit more research before they consider this, they can reach out to you through your Facebook page and such, right?
Absolutely, yeah. So HavanaMusicTours.com is our website, which is, there's a contact page on there, but also our handle and our link is the same on everything. So besides Twitter, so Facebook.com/Havana Music Tours, Instagram.com/Havana Music Tours, and all those have contact options. And most everyone has a lot of questions because, like me, when I booked my tour to Cuba, it wasn't just like, oh, here's my flight, here's my accommodations, bam, going to Cuba. Like, no, I spent months trying to figure out where to go and how to, because you're only there for a certain amount of time. You don't want to waste time, walking around and missing something, because someone's going to tell you, oh, you should have caught that at 3:00, and now it's 4:30, and you missed, the Roomba parade in the square, So
been meaning to see that too. I wanted to get there.
Yeah, when are you going to go to Cuba?
We gotta work it into the itinerary.
Yeah, right.
Maybe I'll be able to do that in a 57 Bel Air down there with put all the cameras up. That'd be
Wouldn't that be something?
That'd be a lot of fun. That'd be a great stuff.
Carpooling with Ben in Cuba.
That's right. Cuban carpooling with Ben. We got the C's going on. Sponsored by Cardi's Furniture. There we go. And Mattresses.
They need furniture down there.
They do. Aside from this side of things, with the Havana Music Tours, you've written a bunch of music. You have your music out there. People can look up Chaz Chambers and find your stuff. You've got a Facebook page for yourself as a musician and a performer.
Absolutely.
And we can link to that. But you've written your music that you write is really it's intricate. It's detailed.
Well, thank you. It's it's curtailed towards the TV, film score, movies. Released a couple EPs. They're on iTunes, Spotify. Had quite a few thousand plays in New Zealand, UK, Denmark, Germany. Seems like Europe likes it a lot, but it's ambient, post rock, orchestral. Sometimes it's just instrumental.
Sure.
But a lot of times I write it, and then sometimes I get professional players to play some of the other parts, and sometimes I even feature different vocalists because I'm not a very good vocalist, so.
It's all right. It's okay.
But drumming is the main thing. But I like to do it in general. It's my art. It's my way of saying things, I guess.
What's your background? Where did you go to school for music?
I went to Atlanta Institute of Music, and now it's called Atlanta Institute of Music and Media, based in North Atlanta.
Okay. Because you're originally from Georgia.
Originally from Atlanta, and studied drum performance there. After that, played on cruise ships for a couple years, and then freelance here, there, and then bam, circus.
There you go.
But yeah, still playing, still writing music. Actually, writing a new album called Coastal.
Okay.
It might be an EP, it might be an album. I haven't decided, but don't know when it's going to come out. Yeah. But I would say there's probably enough stuff to release something. But you always want to make sure you got the right stuff.
The cream of the crop, baby. Absolutely. Awesome. Well, folks, if you want to learn more about Havana Music Tours, or you want to check out Chaz's music, obviously all the links are in the show notes. Chaz, thanks so much for hopping in the car, going for a ride. And do they have Dells in Havana? No Dells.
Home cooking.
Oh, all right. Figured like a Dells lemonade. It's hot down there.
Rice and beans.
Oh, okay. All right. That's the cuisine we're going with. Very cool. Awesome. Thanks so much, man.
Thanks, man.